Everybody, welcome back to Worth Traveling To, your budget-friendly travel host. Today we are going to be looking at the Key West Express, which is a ferry boat that takes people from Fort Myers, Florida, down to Key West. It's typically a day trip, and I didn't take great pictures because it was absolutely freezing cold. We went in January. My stepkids came down, and it was so cold, and it was very windy. But I did get some video of the ship and got some video of like the port and things like that. So, and then there's going to be follow-up videos about what we did when we got to Key West. So that'll be in a separate video. But just for the Key West Express, um, there's a couple of pictures, and we had to wake up super early. I think we got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. We had to leave our house by 5 to get to Fort Myers by like check-in time. And then it was supposed to be, I thought, like a 2 hour trip down. But during this time, there was crazy storms off of the Gulf, and the water temperatures were really low. And there was like a warmer cold front coming through, which interfered with the waves and the winds. So the water was very choppy, and I get seasick. So, and it was extremely windy, so the boat was moving around quite a bit, even though this is a large ferry boat. And I believe they had to go at a slower speed, so it took 4 hours to get there, which cut into some of our island time, and it was 4 hours to get back. So it was a long, long day. We left the house when it was dark, and we got back home when it was dark, and made it a little bit difficult. If you saw some of my earlier videos, I have spinal cord damage, so that added a little bit of excitement to it because the walking around was kind of troublesome after a while, after being on the boat, being choppy. But we made it work. We did the best. We did get some, yeah, key lime pie on a stick that's like dipped in chocolate. I'm more of a lemon meringue person, but this key lime pie was really good, and it's like a staple of Key West for it to be dipped in the chocolate on a stick. So no utensils needed. We just walked around and ate. And we stopped at a couple other places to try different foods, do some souvenir shopping, things like that. And then we head back. It was just something fun to do with the kids. I wish it had been a little bit warmer. So maybe don't go in January or February. Pretty much any other month would be okay. But those 2 months, we do get cold weather, even in Southwest Florida. So it does at night get down to like 32, and I believe it was in the 50s when we went. So for Floridians that have been here for a couple of years or born here, 50 degrees is like 20 below somewhere else. It takes us quite a bit to get used to it, and we were super bundled up and or still chilly. Once we got down there and started walking around, we did get warmer. So sit back. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so as you saw, there wasn't a lot of pictures just of the ship itself. Found out on the return trip, which was later on, that there are actually two more levels. Um, the main level where we are, where you walk on, and there's another level that's covered, and then an upper deck that is not covered. And the kids went up there and sat and battled the wind on the return trip, but I was pretty much stuck to my seat on the return trip. The water was very rough, and if you are one who gets seasick on cruise ships, then this will definitely get you if it's a rough sea day. I don't think it was as bad as a cruise ship. For me, the smaller boats being rocky don't bother me as bad as that big, like floaty feeling. So, where I did feel like I was stuck to my seat and I couldn't get up, I wasn't as sick as I would have been or I usually am on a cruise ship. Even though I love cruising, I always get sick on them. So maybe just bring a Sprite or some Dramamine or something for your stomach, crackers or something. There was a lot of seating. This ship was not full, probably because everyone knew how cold it was going to be. There was no fighting for seats, which I thought was going to be a problem, but it wasn't. There was a bunch of different types of seats, so you could easily find something that stands out to me, having like the back problems and things. You could find something that best fits you. We started off in those corner seats. That was like a bench style or booth style seating. On the way down, we sat in those, but for me, I found that the other seats were actually more comfortable. The seats where everybody was sitting there and I took the picture, those I thought were more comfortable. They had like lumbar and neck support, and they did recline slightly, so that was nice. There was a bar type area that had like a sports feel in the center of the ship where you could sit, have a couple beers, and watch the sports. We didn't sit there, obviously, because the alcohol wouldn't have mixed well with the motion sickness. The pictures that I took of the food, the menu options, for some reason, they were just blurry, so I couldn't use those. But they have like concession stand type foods, cookies, muffins, a couple of microwavable sandwiches, bagels, little pizzas, things like that, all types of drinks, coffee. Um, and they did have TVs playing throughout the ship for people to watch if you're a TV person. They did do a safety announcement or safety speech, and the rafts or the safety equipment was right underneath the television. So that's what that picture was about. Everything was very well marked and labeled and easily accessible. And there was a back balcony. I don't know what's wrong with my speech today, but there was a back balcony that you could also go stand on, and there were some people out there braving it. I didn't go out there. And I thought that it would be more difficult to board than it was. Literally just parked and walked on. There were people there to like check your ID. We had gone and got my 16-year-old son a government issued ID prior to, because that's what the information email had stated, that everybody needed a government issued ID. So we went and got him one, and then they didn't check it. They said because he's under 18. So we didn't need it, but it was nice to have, and now he has it. We did have our IDs and the tickets. It was very easy. We just walked right on, and then we got there. So, and on the trip back, we kind of knew everybody already, the people working there. So they remembered us, and we just walked on, and a couple of them came by and told some funny stories, and they helped clean up around the area and things like that. They do accept tips. From what I heard in random conversation, they're not paid great. You wouldn't think that they would be a tip type environment, but they do. They I think it was like $15 to $20 an hour or something, and they have a lot to do outside of they're the ones who actually operate and get you to your location. They also do other aspects of manual work on the ship, or the boat. So it was a lot of work. So we didn't think to take any cash. We came from a travel agency, and those type positions didn't accept tips, so we weren't even thinking about it. So if you do go, maybe take, a 10 or something like that that you can tip them, help them out some. Um, and then other than that, that was pretty much it. This ship was just a day trip. I do believe that in November or sometime you can purchase discounts, and it's a lot cheaper. So this was about $100 a person, I believe. It was pretty expensive, but I think towards the end of the year or mid-year, they have a promotion, and then if you use it or schedule it by like January of the following year, it's cheaper. I may have that wrong. We missed the promotion because the labeling wasn't clear, the pamphlet wasn't clear, so we missed that promotion. But look it up. There is a promotion, and I would definitely take advantage of it because it's pretty expensive if you don't have that promotion. Especially if there was 5 of us, so it was a kind of a big event for us anyway. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot of pictures, but as far as the ship goes, there really wasn't too much to it. So have a good day.